Hello, listener land. Before we get into this week's Two Guys, Three Crowns podcast, we just wanted to give a quick shout out to all of our SoundCloud followers. We're actually going to be migrating the podcast over to Acast from now on. So while you'll still be able to catch all of the old episodes on SoundCloud for the time being, all of the new stuff will be over at Acast. But you can also check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, all that good stuff. Thanks again for listening in, guys. Welcome to Two Guys, Three Crowns, the podcast that talks about what it's really like to live in Stockholm, Sweden. I'm Sean, and with my fellow American Rodney, we break down the good, the bad, and the just plain weird. It's quite the journey, so join us for the ride.
I'm dreaming
Stop.
of a white...
Stop.
Why? You don't know what
Way too
song-
early, way too early. First of all, it is way too early for pumpkin spice latte.
But how did you know that was the song I was going to sing? It could have been another song.
It's too close. It's too close. I can't take it.
Hey, it is moving in with a vicious swiftness.
I know. Today I was going to go with the raindrops keep falling on my head.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause we're in the deluge right now.
Yeah.
And my neighbor's tree, all the leaves are gone.
All the leaves are gone, and the winter is coming.
But that's not a fall thing. I think it's because of the way the sun hits it all day. 'Cause
Right.
the whole area around there is like dried to a crisp. And there's like 2 or 3 like green leaves trying to hang on for dear life, but everything else is looking dead. And then everything around it is still green. So it's just like those people who are out there on Facebook already being like, hey, can we put up Halloween decorations? No, you cannot.
Yeah, Christmas sales.
No.
Everything. No.
Absolutely not. You can't do
Hey,
it.
I swear to goodness, we were out earlier today and we went for a little Fika break.
Fika.
And the clouds, I mean, it looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. I mean, it was like this, like the dark, ominous, cloud. Yeah. Yeah. Is that right? Is that
Ominous.
Those two. It was that too.
I think Omnimus is related to Optimus Prime.
Okay. They were gray and nasty looking. They were omnigray and big and round and and cold and chilly looking. Hey, but it was pretty. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, right? We knew what we signed up for.
Well, some of us did.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, didn't.
I
read
thought
the
like
whole,
last year we were at least going to be nice and warm through at least the first week of September.
Yeah.
And it's like, nope, I'm going to give you a weird cold July. I'm going to snow in May. And that's, yep.
Yeah.
Once you make it to the 3rd week in August, that's it, my friend. Say goodbye.
That's like towards the back of the Sweden brochure. It's that summer picture on the front with the, with all the stuff. And then
it's like whoever controls the weather normally got coronavirus and their temp to replace them is just horrible.
Yeah. The small print on the back of the brochure. Darkness may fall.
Well, we have a couple months till that really hits, at least. Thank God.
But I was sitting here looking at Labor Day. I mean, Labor Day traditionally back in the States, it's still pretty good weather, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's typically the last weekend, at least us East Coasters, that's like your last beach weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you go down there, get your barbecue going. It's because that actually is one of the, at least in the Atlantic Ocean in the Northeast, that's one of the best times to dive in the whole season, go scuba diving, because the water's been warming up all summer.
Okay.
So the air, even like sometimes you can start pushing like the 1st or 2nd of October.
Right.
But like the air is like chilly, but the water is still, I mean, you can get away with like a 6 mil wetsuit kind of thing.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah.
But of course, so if you go scuba diving off the coast of New Jersey, there's so much fishing line down there, like in the wrecks and stuff that you go and like dive through. You have to bring like 2 or 3 knives in different spots on your body
just
in case you get tangled in the line so you can cut yourself free. So like one on your leg, one on your arm, one on your body somewhere. It's crazy. It's gross.
Is that like diving for like seafood stuff, or just diving in general?
No, just diving, because there's a bunch of like wrecks and all that kind of stuff that you can go exploring through. There's not really coral, I would say. No. You don't really go for that. You have to go like somewhere tropical for that.
I was gonna say not anywhere, not anymore, not yeah.
But you know, sometimes they like sink stuff intentionally and all those kinds of things. So it's still cool. Right.
So so I mean, the weather is, you know, what the weather is and what it's going to do. But
well, I was going to say, speaking of odd alien environments like scuba diving in fishing line infested waters, man, have I got a story for you this week about the grocery store.
Oh, bring it on! Bring it on!
So, you know, there's like all these little grocery stores around town, like Icanera, like the little mini one, or like. I'm still going to call it co-op. I know people say Coop, but they have a co-op in London, in England too, and it's called co-op.
Yeah, and I grew up with
cooperative.
I like exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, there's these little small grocery stores, but if you want like more selection in Stockholm, you got to venture out a little bit closer to the suburbs, kind of thing. So we have a bigger ICA. It's not a maxi, you know, it's not like a giant thing. But we have it's like it feels like a normal size American grocery store. It's pretty big. And they've got a whole ton of stuff, all sorts of selection of foods and all that. So if you're looking for like, I don't know, a nice piece of fish or like a specialty ingredient or something like that, you'll go over, you know, stop over to one of those.
Right.
And all summer, it feels like for 20 years that this summer has lasted, that you go in there and it's, you know, sometimes it'll be a bit busy around the produce section because that's where everyone enters the store. But it's, you know, not bad. I go in there yesterday, I think, Saturday.
Yeah.
Packed. It's like everyone from all of Sweden was here in Sickla in my ICA.
Yesterday, when you went shopping.
Yes. Yeah. And then... Oh my God, there were so many people. I couldn't believe it. It's like, well, okay, there's clearly no one left in the archipelago right now because they're all back.
Yeah.
It was wild. Yes, at the ICA.
All right.
And then, to make matters worse, we're going through on the list, and you know, you have to kind of do the best you can to organize your grocery list to make sure it's in the order of the store, right?
Yeah.
Right? But then there's always that one thing that you forgot to put on there or you passed already. And sometimes you can sneak back around and sneak back through. But this, we forgot, I think it was mustard or something like that. Or no, it was one of these, we wanted to get a couple like little ready-made meals kind of thing.
Okay.
And it was right at the point where in this ICA, you're going past the bakery, past the bread sections and all that. And that's when we realized it. And to turn around and come back was like fighting through like a whitewater river current to get back to that section. It was like going the wrong way in an IKEA.
Oh,
I was like, oh my God, what is going on? What life choices have brought me to this predicament?
Yeah.
It's like, and then I'm like starting to get all paranoid from COVID. Oh, it was horrible. But the entry into ICA gave me the most 2020 experience I've ever had.
Okay.
I could possibly have. So we get in there, as I mentioned, the produce section is at the beginning, you know, you're trying to find everything. And, you know, a Swedish grocery store doesn't necessarily organize the same way all their products as like an American grocery store.
Sure.
So where you think something's going to be, no, it's on the other side. And as we're trying to figure out, okay, where in the world do we find XYZ ingredient? We notice there's this woman shopping with her phone. And the best way I can describe this is like a TikTok happening live with like the most skin tight, brightest red yoga outfit I've ever seen. It was just like the most craziest thing I've ever seen. She had like some kind of live stream going on, and she was like picking the products off the shelf and be like talking to the phone, talking to the people on the live stream. And she's like, hey guys, I've never seen this product before. This is sweet potato noodles. I'm going to get this. And then the phone starts like making noises. And she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll put it back." And I'm like, "What is going on?
Oh no,
this
you're
is
kidding
the
me.
horrible destiny that Facebook and Twitter and all this crap is sending us to."
Wait, so she was shopping and like getting recommendations from people that were watching
She was
the
like
live.
crowdsourcing her grocery shopping or something on a live stream.
Get out.
And the
it was
only
already...
reason I knew it was going on was because she was speaking English, right? And if she was Swedish, she must have spent at least like 5-7 years in the States because her accent was pretty American.
Okay.
But it was like, it was all wrong.
Oh my goodness. In the middle, and it's crowded and everything else. And that's when
it's crowded and everyone's like, I'm like moving off to the side. I'm like, the last thing I need is for me to be in the background of your weird live stream. It's like, it was like Twitch. Do you know what Twitch is? It's the
Isn't
live
like
streaming.
gaming?
Yes.
Like,
so
okay.
It's people playing video games, but live streaming their video games.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It was like that, but the grocery store. I'm like, who? Okay, first of all, who does this? Who live streams their shopping? And who's watching it? Who are these people?
Who is following this?
I just couldn't believe it. And I'm like seeing her phone, and she's got one of these weird, like, you know, those GoPro tripod things that you can basically stick anywhere. She had one of those holding the phone that she had like wrapped around the handle of the shopping cart. I'm like, what? This is some weird stuff going on here, man.
Yeah. See, and I mean, and that's kind of the techie. I mean, if it's weird for you, then it's definitely weird for me. Yeah. I'm still trying to grab my.
It was almost like if I saw someone in 2020 wearing Google glasses. You'd be like, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? Stop.
Yeah. Why are you cross-eyed?
No. And everyone in the store is looking at her like, what in the world? And then they realized what was going on. Then they're like, what in the world?
Yeah.
It was like two states of shock. It was so bizarre. So bizarre.
But isn't that, I mean, that's kind of, it's almost as un-Swedish though.
That's why she has to be American. She has to.
Okay, because that seems like one of those things. I mean, the minute that you overstep your bounds, I mean, let alone you're drawing attention to yourself.
Yeah.
But if you're inconveniencing other people.
And she's in like this like matching track yoga outfit that's like skin tight. That's the bright like fire engine red.
Okay.
And then.
So she wasn't trying to like melt.
I don't want to shame anyone for plastic surgery. I mean, for some people it works. You want to get into it, by all means, go for it.
Knock yourself out.
There's such a thing as good plastic surgery and bad plastic surgery.
Like,
and having lived in Miami for 10 years, I can spot bad plastic surgery. Okay. And this was like, how do I say this politely for a podcast? She had like Kim Kardashian proportions around her hips, and that's it's just not real. It's not real.
No.
And but it was like 2 stages, like 2 levels beyond like outrageous. I'm just like, and it was craziness, man. It was craziness. I almost felt tempted to start like a Facebook live stream just of her live stream. It was so. You
should have. But that just that sounds like that's almost like a funky dream kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, and which actually is perfect for the theme of the Eco trip, because we have the nightmare of people, this bizarro, otherworldly experience of this live stream thing going on. Yeah. And then what happens? We're walking through the bread section after we fought our way up current, and then we're like letting the current take us back through the grocery store again. Right. And I see, what of all things? Bagels. In Ica. Ica Quantum in Sikla. They have sesame bagels.
I wouldn't have believed it if you hadn't sent me a picture.
This trip had everything. It was mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And so I saw them and I'm like, no, it can't be. Bagel it must mean something else in Swedish, right?
Right.
And then I'm like exploring it like this odd artifact from a lost world. And I'm like, no, these look like bagels. But of course they only had sesame. They had nothing else. No onion, no poppy seed, no everything. Not even plain. Just sesame bagels. I'm like, I don't care. I'm buying it.
It could have been some strange combination. It was like licorice bagels. I don't care. It looks like a decent bagel.
And then I'm asking Hinata, I'm like, we have Philadelphia cream cheese at home, right? She's like, yeah, a little bit. I'm like, that's fine. It's enough.
Yeah. But you would have been fighting the stream otherwise to get the cream cheese.
Oh man. But so yeah.
But you did them too, right? I mean, you ate them this morning. Okay.
Yeah, I had bagels this morning. Absolutely.
What was the
They were pretty good. I mean, a sesame bagel's kind of like the plainest topping bagel you can kind of get.
It's kind of like a safe bagel.
Very, very safe, very safe.
Yeah.
And that's probably why they had it.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm an everything kind of guy. Mm-hmm. Everything bagel, then get the schmear going on. But, I'm coming from the Northeast where there's like blueberry bagels, pumpernickel, like onion, like everything. Every possible flavor you can imagine, they have it for bagels.
Yeah.
This one was pretty good. I mean, it had the right proper texture. Wasn't too dense, but still has some good chew to it. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Now, did you toast it or did you go like au naturel?
So I toasted it.
Okay.
But tomorrow I might go au naturel. But then I have to get like a whole, like the family size pack of cream cheese to do that. Because if you're going just raw bagel, you got to get like this stupid amount of cream cheese on it.
Yeah. Oh man, that sounds awesome. I can't remember what it was we were talking about this morning, but Lena brought up Thomas's English muffins. And that's one of those things that the nooks and crannies and yeah.
Charles, where are you on that?
Charles said, and what's happening, buddy? Because I know that Charles had said that he could potentially bring those over, but the chances are they would probably be dang near expired by the time they got over
they'd be
here.
a little blue and a little fuzzy.
The blue fuzzy Thomas's muffins. No, awesome on the bagels. I'm gonna have to take a look. They weren't in the freezer section. They were in the
they were in like the where the fresh bread is.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were Ika branded. It wasn't like some Lenders or anything like that. But even I have never even seen the Lenders frozen bagels. I've seen like a frozen bagel like once or twice around, but never like something you would recognize. You'd be like, oh, okay, I trust this.
And people need to buy them. If you see bagels out there, buy them so that the stores keep on ordering it in.
I would say send a letter to your congressman, but I don't know. I don't even know how to approach that here.
Yeah, and he might be a little busy right now. But
everyone get onto LinkedIn, find your local Ika buyer, merchandiser, and then say, "Give me bagels."
Yeah. Well, before you could, that when Hellmans popped up, we talked about Hellmans mayonnaise. When Hellmans popped up before, it was, it was like a couple of little jars on the shelf, if they did show up.
Yeah.
Now you're like running into aisle displays with Hellmans. They have it over by the milk area, like a whole mountain, of Hellmans.
Okay.
And,
why is it by the milk? That makes no sense.
I don't know.
It goes with the condiments. It's next to the ketchup and the mustard and the pickles. That's what goes together.
But they have it over there too. They have they got the Hellmans. Hey, they got the Hellman shelf is like no joke now. It's like it's like hulking out. All of a sudden it's taking up more real estate. And the shelf above the Hellmans mayonnaise, now they have a whole assortment of Hellmans salad dressings.
Hellmans salad dressings.
Yeah. They have, I don't know, but it's like a lime, different mixtures. And we saw them this summer, when we were down in school now. And we bought one down there because we were like, we better buy it because we've never seen it before and we'll probably never see it again. And then when we get back to Nina's, they have it on the shelf down here. And I was like,
Well, see, salad dressing, I got to go Newman's Own.
Yeah.
The Paul Newman salad dressing.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
So good.
And that's what we have
unless it's ranch. If it's ranch dressing, I'm sorry, you have to do Hidden Valley.
Yeah, dude, I mean, Hidden Valley invented the ranch dressing. Right?
I know, right?
Yeah. Newman's Italian dressing.
Oh.
Because I'm thinking it's the vinegar that's in there because I know that Lena buys salad dressing packets, and it's like 3 tablespoons of oil, 3 tablespoons of water, and then the salad dressing. And they have one called Italian, but it's not and the only thing that I can figure out is that you're missing like 3 tablespoons of vinegar. I mean, there's something in there that doesn't, Italian has like a little bit.
Well, then there's like all sorts of different kinds of vinegars that you can get into too. Right? Yeah. Is it a balsamic or vinegar or like an apple cider or all that kind of craziness?
But vinegar has that little, like the tang.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's what it is. It's the tang that's missing from these dressings. And then we bought this Italian dressing because I use it. I usually buy Ken's for this pasta, tortellini salad.
Oh, yeah.
And put it in there. And it was out. So I bought like another Italian dressing, like a Swedish Italian dressing. And it's one of the
Swedish Italian dressing. So did it have like kebab in it?
No, but it came but it was like a liquid gel.
Liquid gel?
It was like the consistency of it. It wasn't.
Was it half frozen?
No, it was just the consistency of it was kind of like. Now, what's the name of that? The cactus. What's the cactus that you use when you get burned?
Aloe vera.
Right. Have you ever had those aloe drinks? Have you ever had those aloe drinks? Have you ever tested one of those aloe? It's like because my kids started drinking aloe. They're like, here.
Or there's agave that you can get like a sugary kind of.
Nah, this one is like an aloe. They have like strawberry and like different flavors, but there's chunks in it. There are little, there's, so when you drink it, it's not like you can down a thing.
So it's like a cross between orange juice with a ton of pulp and bubble tea.
Kind of, but it's weird because it's like little chunky chewy things. It's like chewy. So you take a sip and then you chew. So short story long, that's kind of what was up with this dressing. When you squeezed it out, it was kind of like this kind of a gel. No, it was.
Oh God!
So we couldn't. I tried to add vinegar to that salad afterwards because it was something.
Lena's probably like, "Why does Rodney keep going around the house with vinegar, pouring it on everything?"
Yeah. Hey, and then I can't find. I don't know if they have regular vinegar. At least I haven't. It's more common to see like white wine vinegar. I mean, that's like yeah.
Well, I have one that's like, I never know because it's like you don't really know what you're buying half the time anyway. But it's like spirit vinegar or something, and I'm like, what is that? But it was like the most normal looking like. The normal vinegar has to come in like the most basic label, and it's the cheapest thing in the entire grocery store. And I'm like, that's got to be normal vinegar.
Yeah.
And that's what I went with. But it still says like spirit vinegar on it. I'm like, I don't know. It tastes like normal vinegar, but yeah.
It's like good for cleaning winter boots.
I know, right?
Removing rust spots. And it's like, honey, I think I threw out my back. It's like, get the vinegar. Here, rub some of this on there.
Well, at least it wasn't in the locked cabinet.
Yeah, next to
the propane and the lighter fluid and all that.
Yeah. Well, I know that down here they had started, and I haven't seen it for a while, but people were stealing like choice cuts of meat down here. Like all of a sudden people were going in and like stealing whole roasts. It became a problem because all of a sudden they had started locking that stuff up. Like, they had a lock.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I guess, it's got to get kind of heavy duty. It's got to be getting carried away. You start putting locks on the meat, section.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Like I'm used to all the knives, the spray paint. Yeah. Anything that has like antihistamine in it, like all the Claritin, is all behind glass because you can make meth out of it and all that kind of stuff. But
sure. And decaf coffee.
Decaf coffee. What?
Yeah, that's another one that they keep over by the cash register.
What? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like 75 crowns, or I don't know what the crownage is on there, but that was one that they also started moving. There's a store where they have it like right next to the. I'm surprised that the cashier doesn't have one hand on, like holding onto the decaf coffee.
Well, that brings up another interesting point, because I'm dying to find some nice flavored coffee. And in this country, it doesn't exist. Like, where's the hazelnut? Where's like the Irish cream? Like,
you're talking
the U.S., you go into
coffee.
at least the Northeast. I know.
Yeah.
You can go into the grocery store and there's like half an aisle on one side is all these tubes of coffee beans, and they all have different flavors. Yeah. And the closest thing you get to that here is like, this is light roast, melon roast, dark roast, and then
dark
the end.
roast.
And I'm like,
but
where's the weird flavored stuff?
yeah, but I don't know if that's. I mean, it's. I can see, because I like that too. I mean, I could go for like a hazelnut flavored coffee or something. But health wise, do you think? I don't know.
Well, it's better to get the flavored coffee than to get the coffee mate that has the flavor in it. Because then that's got like weird sugars and all sorts of like extra sweetness and all that. Ugh.
You could live to be 95 drinking Coffee Mate for a squeeze. Yeah, but the flavored coffees. Now you got me thinking about like a vanilla cup of coffee.
Right.
Yeah,
French vanilla. Come on now. Come on, Ika, make it happen.
Hey, I had carrot cake today when we fikaed.
Ooh.
When we fikaed when we had coffee today, at carrot cake, and it was pretty good. And Lena asked me, she was like, how's the carrot cake? And carrot cake is the frosting, right? It's all about that special
just cream cheese frosting,
right? But when done right, that's like a major component. You got the cake part, and you got the carrot cake frosting part.
the carrot in the cake. I mean, you can't have a carrot cake without the cake.
Well, the way I'm looking at it is you're actually serving me frosting on whatever piece of cake that is. So you want to call it carrot cake, okay.
Well, that's how you get away with having this cream cheese frosting. Because if you put cream cheese frosting on a normal cake, it'd be too much, way too sweet, way too rich.
Exactly.
But carrot cake has vegetables in it.
So it's healthy.
So it's healthier. Yeah.
See? So I was healthy today, but this but anyway, the frosting portion of the cake was it looked like carrot cake frosting, but it really didn't have the cream cheese-iness.
Well, you want to hear something crazy? Since I'm in the half Brazilian, half the family's Brazilian, they'll put chocolate icing. And not like cake, like birthday cake icing. It's like thinner. And it's chocolate. And they put that on their carrot cake. And I'm like, guys, no.
Whoa.
That's not carrot cake anymore. That's some kind of, that's something else. I don't know what you did here.
They didn't get the memo. They didn't get the memo. It was like, well, what happened? What happened
but that's
here?
How carrot cake exists down there. It's like, it's wild.
No, somebody lost the bottom portion of the printout of the recipe. It got wet and blurred, and they were like, "What do you want to do?" I don't know. Let's put a thin layer of chocolate on it, which would be pretty good in most circumstances, but not if you're doing carrot cake.
Yeah, not if you know what the alternative is. That's the problem.
Right.
All right, people, that'll do it for this week's episode. But now we want to hear from you guys. Drop us a note. Let us know what you think of the podcast so far. Give us some suggestions for what you want us to talk about, or even new segments that you think are funny or that are totally awful so far. Let us know. Also, we have some interesting new developments in the works, so keep an eye out for some updates on YouTube from Two Guys, Three Crowns. We'll give you more details on that soon. But check back here next week for more Two Guys, Three Crowns.